First thing I had to do in the new house, shut the water off. Whoa, hello basement. Okay, so I had this idea, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. It's kind of this last minute change of plans, which is why I'm not ready. But tomorrow morning, I'm picking up a 26-foot moving truck, and we're taking everything we have in the house over in one big go. And it's gonna be a lot of work. And I was gonna leave this office completely intact. Like, I was gonna leave it set up so that I could keep working and I could maybe record something when everything's out of the house. Maybe have like a day of peace and just be able to work all day. This thought keeps going in my head, and that's like, you're gonna come over here to an empty house with nobody here and do work in your fully set up office while your wife is actually helping move in? I just can't do it. I can't, even though there's a huge opportunity to do it, I just can't do it. So I am now going to break down all the things. Have you guys seen my Pelican crate? This is right here. Look at this. The Pelican crate right here. Just pop it open. I already got my camera gear already kind of, popped in place there. That's the camera that I normally stream with, right? It's already popped in there. And yeah, I just got all that stuff. So it's happening. It's happening. We're getting out of here tomorrow. This will be the last time I see my office looking like this, which is actually a good thing because it doesn't really look good. And I'm hoping to make the next one look I'm hoping to make the next one look good. Like, I want to feel good in my workspace. This area here, it's like, it's work and everything else doesn't look great until I need it to, like the backdrops and stuff. Like, when I get that going and get my light set up there, and then, okay, that looks good for the moment I have to record, and then it's done. I want a space where I can feel good walking down and just sit back and go, look at that. That's my studio. I want that. So, let's get that. Look at this place, huh? Our poor property. Everything is empty, right? Well, not everything is empty. It's actually kind of a mess inside. I'll take you in. It's kind of a mess inside still because we haven't fully moved everything in, but at least we got most of the stuff out. So we got a little bit left here. This is cleared out now. We're gonna leave that and leave that. So whoever moves in, they can keep those two things. The stuff that's in them, I'll take that out and stuff, but whatever. We're also leaving these chairs because we don't need them. So we'll probably throw them away. We're not gonna leave them for the next people. That's for the fridge, and we'll talk a lot about that. Talk a lot about the fridge later, but this is the mess of our kitchen right now because we, obviously moving. You always make a mess when you're moving, so there's all sorts of stuff here. And this fridge is actually not the fridge. That is not the fridge that we've always had. We did a fridge swap with a new place, and let me tell you something. Pro tip, right? If you're ever gonna move to a new house and you want to do something like a fridge swap or really any large appliance, do yourself a favor, big favor. Measure your door. Don't just measure the units and where they go. Don't just do that, because our new fridge is our old fridge, really. Our new fridge is our old fridge. So the fridge swap worked. It's a success. Everything is moved in okay, but getting it through the doorways was a major undertaking. Didn't know it was gonna be, but it ended up being a major undertaking, okay? So, we basically had to disassemble the fridge to get it through the door because it's just too wide to get through the doorways. So measure the doorways too. Make sure you have a door wide enough to get that fridge through, Otherwise, it's gonna cost you a lot more time and headache. And in our case, because we hired movers as well, it's gonna cost you money. So even though we made the fridge swap and my wife is in general happy with the fridge swap, it's like an extra $250 of moving costs to get it. It's ridiculous. So yeah! Wall mount bracket included. It's my new green screen. Much wider, don't have to feel boxed in anymore. 78 inches by 44. It's another one of Valera's screens. The screen I've been using this whole time has been from Valera. I owe them a sponsored video, so I'm probably just gonna do a sponsored video and not charge them because I owe them for a lot, but this one's their Explorer 91. I paid for this one. Like they're gonna send me an extra one for free. And paid for that one. I don't know what this is. I got another package here, but getting mail at the old address, taking it to the new address. All right, so this is my garage right now. You can see there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Still, I'm exhausted. Still in there. We also got a whole bunch of cars out here. And this is a pretty wide driveway. Finally, we got a 3-car garage, which really we're just gonna use it for 2 cars. And I guess the bro gets to park in the garage too, I guess now. As long as there's room for it. I don't know. Right now, there's not enough room for anybody. And cool thing, my mom is here. I'm not usually into living in subdivisions, but I allow it, or I'm okay with it as long as the homes don't all look the same, right? They all have to have uniqueness to them, and this one does. Every house is different, and so that's why I was okay with it. We come back over here, right? And then there's this back deck area, which is kind of cool. And it's, yeah. And there's a little bit of land on the other side of the house too, but like it's right up against the house and that's the property line. So there's not really a whole lot talking to do there.
I'm filming as of right now.
You can film whatever you want, man. I would like, it's one of those things where I'm completely fine if you were just filming 24/7. So whatever you want to film, unless I'm like standing around in my underwear, then you know maybe not film that. But other than that, it's fine.
Currently filming literally everything.
So this space is all my equipment. It's not even all of it. I have to make a decision whether or not I'm doing desk facing out this way, which is facing our gym, which will eventually be the gym, or whether I'm facing the wall here, in which case I got a lot of phone to do. Pros and cons to both, but I want to build the desk first, just to see how much space it takes up. And then once we know that, I know whether or not I need to turn or not. And then get the camera set up. Where's my other camera? Here. I bought a new camera. It's a used camera, but it's a different one. This is a G85. It's so small. It's such a small little camera, but it's cool. It's got an articulating screen. It's pretty nice for vloggers. If you have the money to do so, definitely get a GH5 instead, because the autofocus on that is way better. But aside from that though, this is pretty good. And it's got a little lens. I can use this as a secondary camera, or if it looks good, just a main webcam. Because it's so small, I can put this on an arm that I can move too, because it's small enough to where it can do that. I can't do that with my Blackmagic one. It's too big. Okay, this is all this desk is. It is so super simple. It is 4 pieces. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason, this guide, they do not like the letter B. What is wrong with B? That's what we think about B. We think bleh. This is the underside, so the overside. And it's a 2-tone, so these are, the other pieces are stacked there, and then this is the desktop. And it's 60 inches from there to there. So 59.8 2 or something inches, but yeah, it's smaller. I don't need it super big anymore, right? I want it condensed because having the big one meant problems with my green screen. And this time I'm gonna be able to stretch my arms out and not be like in the itty bitty space and have my hand cut off before the edge of the screen. I always hated that. I know it's not a big deal to hardly anyone, but I always hated that. I get it fixed. Tentatively, the plan is to put the desk there, and the computers, I'm hoping, are gonna go in that closet right there. Now, if I put it in that closet right there, right, basically what's gonna happen is, right, I want the camera to be, I want the computer to be here, just off the ground on a shelf, and then one on top of that, just off the ground on a shelf, and then I'll have the UPS, and like, actually, I think the UPS might actually go underneath it at the bottom, but I'm tempted to put them at the top. This is not what's holding that. We're gonna have different shelves. Although the UPS is probably fine up here, but this is not what's holding the PCs. All of it gets plugged into these outlets, and then I get wiring goodness, which goes to various different television mounts around the room. And that's complicated and probably won't like do all these televisions, but that's the tentative plan anyway. Having a bit of a dilemma, gotta run it by you. I got 2 choices. The first is I set it up facing the wall in this corner by, you know, the fridge and all these things. It's right next to that utility closet. All my computers and stuff can be in there, and we run all the cables out to the desk, okay? Now, the reason why it's over there, and so it's because like there's a television mount here, and this came pre-installed with the house, by the way. We didn't do that, but it's here and I want to use it. You know, the wiring and stuff is rigged in there so that everything can be kind of clean out here and present itself. So we're thinking we want to have some sort of a living room space right here, and you know, have like a couch to hang out with and watch the game, have some speakers, whatever the case may be. And this may also be the location of where, you know, I'll play console like PS4 and stuff. I could play it here instead of maybe necessarily over there, because the PS4 or 5 or whatever we end up having can be mounted and installed right there inside the closet too. All that stuff can happen in there, and it's nice and clean that way and integrated that way. If I do that, setting up the green screen is like this. Okay, now this is the new screen. This is the Valera Screens Explorer 90. It is so big, and I love how big it is. It's so big. It's big enough to where I can stretch my arms as far out as I can go, and I'm still completely in the screen. So no more cutting, no more getting myself wedged and cut off. But the problem with this setup is that it's all the way out here. And it's like, gross. So the backup plan is to turn the desk around, face the open room, and have this screen mounted on the wall behind me. Right? Mount it right there, okay? And it fits perfectly. The way this screen is outfitted, the way this screen is, it is exactly from this point here, right about here, and it will mount all the way to right about here. It's like it's meant to be. Doing that has different problems. For example, if I do that, I can't mount the monitors to the wall, which is what I wanted to do. I was kind of thinking mounting the monitors to the wall would be a good idea, because it would save me desk space. I have a smaller footprint desk now, a much smaller desk now, which was intentional. I wanted to have the layout that I like having, but have minimal space doing it, take up less space doing it, which may not be a good idea in the end. We have to see. It may not, this may backfire a little bit. I really kind of want it in the back, but speaking into the open room, you can kind of hear it maybe on video here. You can kind of hear how it's echoey in this basement, right? It's because it's not furnished yet. We don't have all the furniture and everything in here, so there's a lot of echo. And putting the foam along the walls and stuff to prevent echo is gonna have to be something that happens. I have to foam this place. The question though being, how am I gonna foam it if I'm speaking into an open room? Like speaking right here, it's actually a little bit better. Just a little bit. I mean, it's coming from behind me, I can hear it. But like if I was to foam this corner, for example, I could get rid of a lot of that stuff. But if I'm speaking into the open room, there's not really a whole lot of opportunity to foam anything at all. I'm not gonna be able to prevent this echo very well at all. There's a case to be made that maybe I could get, I will get a rug. Definitely going to have a rug in this space. I'm not gonna be doing this over drywall. I know what I'm doing, at least a little bit there. But the other idea involved trying to maybe drape some sort of decoration or you know, like drape it over here, start it over there, and just have these sort of like colored streams or, you know, some sort of decorative thing. But that decoration would be fairly thick fabric that can soak up the sound waves a little bit above me, so I don't get the reflection off the ceiling, because I'm getting that too. So a lot of the reflection I'm getting when I face this direction, and some of it's being bumped even right now because I'm speaking into this screen, but a lot of that reflection that I'm hearing is off the floor and off the ceiling. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do this yet, and that's really troubling because I have a video I'm supposed to be producing and releasing in a few days, and I just got the key for it. Admittedly, I really wish they would have given me the key earlier so I had time to do it, but they just gave me the key, and that's really late. And now I have to figure out how my desk and stuff is gonna get sorted. This video and these streams are like, they're coming up fast. Like, I gotta do these things in like 5 days. And I gotta figure this office out and get the recording and get all my stuff sorted out. So it's just a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about. And this whole idea of having the computers in that closet is so attractive to me that I'm kind of willing to give up the original idea I had, which was to have the office back there. The original idea was to go back there. But with having the accessibility of having them in the closet, which keeps them out of sight, reduces the noise that I can get from them. I don't need additional furniture taking up floor space to have them, which means they're also not exposed to people bumping into them, tipping them, whatever. And I'm connected to the entire house's networking infrastructure for video and sound and everything. So reasonably and feasibly, I could start Spotify on my PC and it would play eventually. If I rig it up, I gotta do all the wiring, but the wiring is already there. It's running through the house already. I just gotta figure out which wire goes where and how it works and all that stuff. But feasibly, I could start Spotify from my laptop down here and it would play on every speaker throughout the entire house, because that's how this place is rigged. It's kind of cool. I could start a video or I could start a live stream of like a football game or something to one screen, but I can do it to any screen I want from that closet, right? It could be that screen, or I could send it, again, from my PC just by plugging in a different HDMI or even introducing a splitter and plugging them all in. I could send it to multiple TVs like that one, or we could send it to that one over there, or there's even one above the kitchen right now, but I don't think we're gonna be using that one. I actually think I'm gonna repurpose that one and move that. I know it's rigged to be good right now, but I think I'm gonna move that from here and put it over there, because when we do our cooking streams, this is sort of the perspective and the area that you'll see when we're doing cooking streams. And I wanna be able to look this way at the camera and see the chat on a television here. I don't know if I really want to mount it into the wall though, because I like this space, and this space is also nice for, you know, bar stools and stuff to come into. So if we do host parties when COVID is over and we do host get-togethers with friends and stuff, we'll have bar stools and stuff down there, which is really important. And if I put a television there, it kind of gets rid of that. So if we do the bar stool thing, we'll want a television there. So I might just leave that. I might just put a television there and never use it, and then maybe I'll rig a small screen or like an iPad to the tripod underneath the camera, and then we can see the chat like that. I don't know, lots of ideas, so many things. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna end this vlog here. So many things to think about. I'm sure we'll figure it out together. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.